All right. We've got Percival for Crackdown down here, or Kirktown. So I've been joking about it being called Cracktown for a while. Percival down here in our qualification match, a best of 5 up against Astrea, who's come out of retirement for this. Percival was spending a lot of time grinding Stormgate and upcoming RTS titles. I think trying to be the best when a new RTS pops off at launch. But has recently, I think, realized, hey, we don't know what's going to be the next big competitive RTS. And whilst you can still compete at those, it's probably not the same. I think a lot of players, they saw what happened at the start of StarCraft 2, where the game exploded, and the guys who were grinding from the beta from day one, who'd been pro StarCraft and Warcraft 3 players, got to become so mega famous and make a lot of money in some cases and make big careers off of that early start in the esports scene. I think a lot of players were kind of thinking, oh, Stormgate's going to be big, or Zero Space, or we're going to play Battle Aces and become the best. And a lot of them have been bouncing around between these RTS titles, but it takes a while for an RTS to go from, you know, early access or whatever to a proper esports title. There's not big money to be won in any of these other games just yet. StarCraft is still the pinnacle of real-time strategy esports. You know, it's interesting. A few people were commenting, and I really love the passion because I'm a big Age of Empires 2 fan as well. I don't really watch Age of Empires 4, but I do think it's got a lovely community going. Even though it's still a little bit smaller than AoE 2, it's just got a good casual team-based scene, as well as a nice 1v1 circuit around like Beastie and Demu and those guys. But it was interesting to see after the ESL Pro Tour getting cancelled news, and a lot of people were kind of tweeting and messaging me and posting my videos saying, oh, you know, it's a good run, sad to see StarCraft disappear. And a few people were saying, well, you know, you should come to Age of Empires 4. It's a really good scene, you know, lots of tournaments and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be condescending, guys, but even with ESL Pro Tour gone, StarCraft 2 is still probably going to be bigger than all those other games. I'm not saying it's big and it's the best it's ever been and it's huge compared to a Dota or a Counter-Strike or anything like that, but it is, even without the ESL Pro Tour, you're still going to have so many different tournaments running. This is a qualifier, of course, for PiGFest 6. There's a lot more like that, and, you know, it's definitely a big hit to the scene, and it will shrink a little bit and become a bit more Age of Empires 2-like, I imagine, over the years, but that's far from the scene just ceasing to exist. And I just kind of wanted to clarify that because I think a lot of people think, oh, you know, scene's just going to disappear. What it means is there won't be as consistent a big circuit. It's going to be a bit more like Age of Empires 2. We have this streamer hosts a big tournament. You know, you got Kings of the Desert coming out. You got these different crowdfunded tournaments, this circuit. And, you know, it's going to be a bit more disjointed. You're not going to have big developer money. You're not going to have big esports organizer money, you know, necessarily. But we've still got the Esports World Cup, and I can't imagine them stopping investment in StarCraft 2 anytime soon. Though we'll, of course, see what happens in future years. Widowmine drop's going to come in, guys. Good defense so far by Astrea. Going for the Oracle Phoenix opening. This is one of my favorite builds, and a month or two ago, I was talking to Astrea about how Oracle into like 4 to 5 Stalkers with stasis traps for map control. If you have Stalkers at the front of their base and Oracle spamming stasis trap, it is so hard for a Terran to get across that map with an early push. But I think, honestly, this is a nightmare for Percival. Opening Widowmine into Stargate, it's not good. Don't get me wrong, you can get a few Widowmines, just leave them at home, but going for a Widowmine drop like that, it's not a good start. He's lost a lot of units, and Astrea's got a quick third. He's going Blink into Forge behind it. It's just a single Phoenix to shut down drops, and he's going to play a very generic style. It's just Blink and Robobay and stuff are going to be a bit late, but if your opponent commits to a Widowmine drop, Stim's only just started. There's not a massive army coming your way. And there will, no doubt, because Astrea is a greedy boy, be a moment where it feels like he's vulnerable. But I imagine off this start, he should be able to slap down Percival's first push. And, in theory, close the game out from there. Now, this is Persephone to start the series. It's a map which you can see it's this kind of both players spawning on the left. And one criticism I did have of a lot of the new maps that have been proposed recently and stuff is I think we do have a few too many maps that are like, I spawn top left, you spawn bottom left. This kind of, I guess, Habitation Station was the first really popular map. And good map, I think, that did it. Obviously, you can go back as far as Scrap Station and these garbage maps that did this as well. I don't think we want too many maps in the map pool to be like this. So that's actually one thing. If you guys could remind me to check my map pool for my own tournament, it's the first qualifier. I totally can still shuffle it around for the main event. If we have more than 3 maps with this sort of rotation of map setup, I probably will remove one of those and replace it with one that's more like, you know, of a classic layout. Now, this map does have a healing shrine, guys. I totally forgot this was here. Heals all units for 10 life per tick. So it's amazing. You can heal your Oracle up there. You can, you know, he doesn't know about it. I don't think Astrea realizes that that cross on the minimap is a healing shrine, guys. Ooh, Stalkers almost take out the medevac. Charge is not done, and Storm's just starting. Astrea's actually in huge trouble against this, but she's been so greedy. He's got so many slow zealots. Stasis trap. Number 1 gets set off. Oh, if that next stasis trap lands big, I think it's only going to get 1 tank though. Oh, he's going to... Oh, tank and 3 marines. Okay, this is... And Astrea's like, give me 1 minute and I'll be good, honey. 1 minute, Storm kicks in. 1 minute, charge will kick in, assuming he chronos it a little bit. At that point, he wrecks this army. Before then, it's going to be tough. His Stalker's rotating. You got to be careful. There are minerals blocking this ramp. A lot of players don't realize when they're playing. You can see, yeah, I think he's having that same moment. We saw Clem kind of panic a little bit. Sorry. Tank does get picked up and protected. Now, you don't know charge is not done. You don't know that Storm is not done. So Percival has to be chill here. Playing safe. Goes for a 3rd command center. Astrea, like the Chad Gamar that he is, goes for a 4th Nexus, a Robo Bay. And, of course, the Forge. 2nd Forge, I should say. He's already got +1 attack. He's going to go double Forge and Robo Bay this early. Guys, there's greed, and then there's what Astrea is on. I mean, this is Wall Street levels of greed. We are talking about unfettered capitalism at its finest. We're talking about people who contribute to society by moving the numbers around in the imaginary monetary system. We're talking about, I mean, how would we create food and homes and medicines without this? I don't know, he might get punished. It's a crazy move for Percival. He's going to go into the main with Marines, Widow Mines, Marauders, tanks. Let's see what he can get done. The tanks are going to get jumped on. The Widow Mines clear the front wave. Storm! Storm! If he lands a Storm on those Marines, they are toasted. And good pickup. Percival gets out with a surprising number of units. The Phoenix comes in. Does get at least the Reddit point medevacs, but they didn't have any units inside them. Yeah. Big hater of Wall Street, guys. If you guys own stocks, you're the devil. I'm kidding. I just make dumb references. Sometimes, like, I make just, like, a dumb reference, and people just get so angry at me. They, like, I don't think people realize how politically demented I am. You know, I don't know what's going on in your own obsession with politics. I just make dumb references. It's all I do. Stalkers and Zealots click a few Widow Mines. High Templar hanging out. We realize it's okay, says the guy in the chat. Yeah, you do. There's like 10 people, though, who are just like, I want to be upset over something. And I'm like, it was a dumb joke. Take a deep breath, dickhead. Anyway, sorry, guys. Why are we being so non-PG-13? Let's rein it in. Bio stemming back. Good Zealot run by. Getting about 10 plus SCVs. That's really good focus fire in the SCVs there. 11 work as well. Worth it. Oh, those Widow Mines, though. Astrea walks into a field of Widow Mines. It's a decent storm off, but he's got to be careful about that. 5th base going up for Astrea as well. I think if he just gets into double Robo Colossus, he can smash. He's only on 1 Robo right now. Trying to take more Zealots. 2-1 upgrades will be finishing soon. And I think Percival's going old school. Because notice there's no 2nd eBay and Armory, I was about to say. Well, he's going to try and catch up. He's going to be miles behind on the upgrades. But Percy, it appears, is going to... I mean, if he's going double eBay, he should go 4th Command Center as well. I mean, by the time you get to the, 4th Command Center goes down, these are the 2 things you need to play a long game, but they're going to take forever to kick in against the guy who's already on 80 probes. I think a boy pool seems disastrous because Storm and Colossus is out, but I don't think macroing seems any better. Astrea has a free pass to the late game in this one. I mean, not a free pass, but I mean, from this position, he can get to end game. He can take 20 gates, 7 bases, because he's just had such a good start. It's a free pass now, because he earned it earlier with some very good defense, all starting with that first Widow Mine drop that got shut down. Oracle does get crushed. Warp Prism on the left, warping in some Zealots. No Archons on this map, guys. There's not many Ghosts. There's actually not a lot of EMP, so High Templar and Archons will be powerful units, both of them. Astrea's out of position. He does not need to be attacking right now, but if he warps in High Templar, Zealots, Disruptors, he might be able to defend. He's got to commit, though. Oh, okay. It's a little cowardly, this recall. I get he realized the army's out of position. Maybe he feels he's going to do enough damage. Okay, he's right. Click the command center. He gets the kill! Oh my gosh, he gets the kill on the command center. Never mind. It was not cowardly. It was just safe. I thought he was fully pulling out and just leaving a few Zealots at the front. But with the warping in the main, I will not just allow it. I will say, yeah, that was actually a safe way to just get miles ahead in this game. You're already ahead. Now you're further ahead. Artosis is pleased. Somewhere, Artosis just gets a spontaneous stiffy and says, somebody just macroed rather than all-inning. Me likey. Marauder does get sniped. Oh, another command center kill on the front. This is just, I mean, the Widow Mine drop, losing that at the start is bad. But after the Stalkers slowed down the Marine tank push, it's kind of been lights out from there. Astrea has this game in the bag, man. Got 2 High Templar spread on the right side. EMPs on both, very nice. We got a flanking High Templar there, and a Storm drop! Holy shower time! I don't know, guys, if you've ever had a pet dog, or actually, this wasn't, I mean, this was like a cat. You guys have ever tried to get a cat into a bath? I did not realize we were fostering cats, and they were real dirty. And yeah, we didn't realize the running water freaks them out. Basically, that's just what happened to that bio. That was like putting 50 cats in a car wash simultaneously and watching the chaos ensue. Astrea, I almost got him. Artosis does finish that game off in style. Really good Oracle opening. Nice early game. GG. All right, guys. Astrea comes in with an early probe harass on Percival. And Percival wants to go for an SCV scout, so he ends up pulling 3 extra workers momentarily. 2 to fight the probe, 1 to go for the scout. Now, if you see an SCV scout, I would normally assume it's not a Marine. A Reaper, sorry. It is going to be a Marine or a Reactor first. So I'd love to see Astrea just back off. He's already delayed the command center a little bit. And it's Reaper into... sorry, Marine into Reaper. Interesting. Now, he went... I think this is Nexus before Cybercore. Oh, yeah, Nexus before Cybercore. Nice economic opening here on Tokamak. Tokamak is a map that shares some familiarities with Alcyon or Alcyone. It's like, I keep saying it's like Alcyone and maybe like Cloud Kingdom or something out of Baby. I don't know if Cloud Kingdom's the right example. It's got parts of it that are just so familiar. And parts of it that are kind of like, it's like three different maps from the past stuck together. But it's pretty good. I do like this, guys. Looks like Percival... Actually, the factory positioning is not peak. On this map, you want to put the factory a bit further to the left, because you want to put your tank here. Because remember, the Stalkers can blink there, so I guess tank about there, so that it just reaches there without being able to get reached. So your factory starport normally basically completely stops and he blinks into the main. Because there's dead space down here. You can't be blinking up that cliff, and normally that's what these wall-offs are all about. Stalker does deflect the Reaper, and it's a Twilight Council. Now keep in mind, with this opening, Astrea is going to have his natural saturated much quicker. If you guys are wondering, what's the difference between Nexus or Core first? It's a slight reordering. What does it matter? Keep in mind, when you watch Max Pax or Hero, who very rarely go Nexus before Core, their natural... When does their natural get saturated, guys? I feel like it's like 415? 420 sometimes? It feels like it's pretty late. I could be wrong. But I think Astrea is going to have this thing at 16 out of 16 at about 350. I think it's a good 25 seconds earlier. And it's access to earlier chrono. And then your second chrono kicks in earlier. As well as the mining happening on the natural earlier. He's actually cut probes for a second to squeeze in an insanely fast. So 2-gate, so it's blink into a 2-gate third. Very greedy, no robo. And it's a Widow Mine drop again for Percival. Widow Mine drops are probably, in my opinion, the most washed builds. I think single Widow Mine's good, but I think going for more than one's bad. He stopped at 1 Widow Mine for now. If he just builds Marines, Hellions, Tech Labs. Okay, yeah, it is just 1 Widow Mine this time. This is much better. Much better build order, and you can shut down the scout with it. Look at that. I think it still sees everything. It still sees the very quick second barracks coming down. Started at about 330. See what happens. Pig, what is the going rate for Bacon to Bitcoin? Bacon is my Twitch stream currency. So it's basically just a currency you get for watching my stream. You can save up many, many dozens of hours of watching and basically make me swap to a dumb scene of me being in a dumpster for like 30 seconds. Which I would say is worth about 3 Bitcoin. So yeah, it's about $300,000, right? Like, for sure. Now, you guys can do the maths on that. I'm not too good with numbers. Big thank you, player runs, for the 1,500 biddies. Ooh. I like single mine drop's fine. You know, this is not a big commitment. He's got a Hellion Reaper poking around. And he is building quite a few tanks. Interesting. I thought he'd swap off tank production early. Oh, Reaper Hellion's going to run in, gets himself a probe, rotates into the main, but 2 Stalkers are there to greet it. Good spread on the units here for Astrea. He's only going to lose 2 probes. 2 probes for a Reaper and a Hellion. Absolutely acceptable losses there, especially for a man with such a quick third, where losing workers does not matter to you at all. With Astrea's opening, you can lose 15 workers and bounce right back, because you just go back to chrono boosting all 3 Nexi, and you refill very quickly. But eBay third barracks coming in, and third siege tank. This to me reads like Percival's just going to go all in on bio-tank pushing. And he's going to do a very early push here. Charge is on the way, but it's just started. Okay, this is going to be really interesting. Observer will see it soon. Astrea's sitting at home right now, and that's a problem. Okay, he's got to get forward right now. He's building 2 batteries, but he needs to get forward with his Stalkers. Does he not have Blink? Oh, gosh. I think he thought that was going to the left. He was wrong. Sentry does a cute double force field. Doesn't really achieve anything, though. He really wanted that Widowmine to fire. It does fire. Dodges the direct hit. Still takes the splash damage, though. Immortal's coming out as well. Double battery does come up. Is it enough to hold this? He wants to take out that front tank. The Immortal's going to go down. But the Immortal does take out the siege tank along with the help of the Stalkers. Medevac pullback is sick, and dude, this early stim. What a crisp timing. I think basically Percival's realized who he's playing against. Astrea is a guy who is very greedy. And if you let him get past that greed window, he is just so hard to deal with. But he's used to getting ahead off these greedy openings, and Percival specifically hitting a kind of awkward moment with just that single early game medevac, a bunch of Stim Marines with no combat shields. He just wants to find this little edge moment where Astrea's like, not quite got charged, not quite got Colossus, not quite got his gateway explosion. He's just got a big economy. If you can find that sweet spot, that is how you can potentially win. But oh my gosh, it's an SCV pool. Oh my lord. It's got 4th and 5th barracks coming up behind it as well. Very committed is Percival. Looks like he way overbuilt workers in this game. The Colossus arrives at the perfect time. You can even give this base up as Astrea. You don't want to, but you could if you had to. Give this base up. He's got charge. 6 gateways coming up as well, transforming into warp gates. Got to pull away from the tanks. Can't be taking tank shots. There's a bit of a pre-stim there for Percival. Observer sees where the tanks are. That tank's getting deep, though. It's time to either give up. I think he's going to give up the base. This is, I think, cancel the batteries and just run away. Rebuild pylons elsewhere. Good call. Good call for Astrea. Because there's just no need to fight. This guy pulled SCVs. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not completely all in. He still has 2 full bases behind it, but... Okay, we're going to go forward. Got to stop these tanks moving, and he never moved his Observer to keep track of everything. The Stalkers blinking in is a crazy, wild move for Astrea. And I think he gets himself killed there, actually. I really didn't like that overcommitment. I think Percival shoved so hard forward, it forced Astrea. He felt like he had to do something. Somehow his Colossus both survived, though. Needs more Zealots. It's just Zealots. He doesn't need Stalkers. He just needs Zealots. Zealots are 100% what stops this push. It's mostly tanks and Marauders, a few Marines with no combat shields. Oh no, he's got combat shields now. +1 and extended thermal out's about to be here. 1 gateway goes down. Remember, there's 7 gateways up at this point. 3 Colossus are out, but oh gosh, popping into the Marauder tank. And now come the Libs. Oh, the Libs! Oh, he's got Zealots ready for a counter. That 3rd is in trouble. And I think Astrea, when he pulled back from the 3rd, needed to hold this position, but he clicked his army too far away. Percival, ballsy, opportunist, takes advantage, shoves into him, and I love to see that from Percival, because otherwise usually it feels so bad. But hold on. He's being dealt with over there. If this army gets cleansed, it's still going to look very good for Astrea. Loses his Robo Bay. His Robo's getting low. Zealots come in from behind a bit too early. They do pull away on the right side. Still thinking about how to engage. He needs the Zealots. He's going to go for it. The Stalkers try to pull away. He knows if he loses those, the Libs will just ruin him. The Colossus are getting hammered. The Libs are going down. 1 Colossus falls. Good cleanup on the tanks, though. And that is a crucial hold for Astrea, who's going to try to chase his opponent home. Percival needs that medevac boost right now. He's got to hit the NOS. Vin Diesel needs to get inside these medevacs and hit the NOS. Whoa, he's going to pull away. Okay, does get away. For now, Stalkers are still close, hot in his tail. Percival's 3rd command center is only halfway done. There's greed, and then there's whatever Percival was doing. Well, not greed, the opposite of greed. Percival wanted to win with that attack, wasn't quite able to. Astrea's on 56 probes. Remember, there is a feature we talked about for Astrea when he was first, going from good player to amazing top-tier competitor. Remember, he had his best year of competition, 2022. Making it to the grand finals of Home Story Cup, losing 4-2 to Raynor. Raynor was form of his life at that time. And only lost big Premier LAN tournaments to the eventual winners. Every tournament he went to for all of 2022, he lost to the winners. Dark, Kiro in Atlanta, Dark in Valencia, Raynor in the finals of Home Story Cup. It was kind of a bittersweet year for Astrea, but he did it by taking punch after punch and always recovering. In this matchup especially, Astrea is so hard to put down, man. Astrea is basically the Rasputin of PvT. Like, I'm not saying that we're going to have his junk in a jar of methylated spirits preserved in a museum hundreds of years later. But I mean, I'm not saying there definitely will. There's a good likelihood that that will happen, though. go look into Rasputin. If you guys don't know about Rasputin, that story is wild. They still have his junk in a museum somewhere in Russia. That's crazy, yeah. But yeah, point is, Rasputin was really hard to kill, and Astrea also very hard to kill. And it's now in a situation where Percival, he's adding 2/2 ship weapons, but only on 52 workers. +2 attack and Archons are on the way for Astrea. I always love how, like, some people get my references, and then the other half are like, geez, like, where is this coming from? Like, no, this is actually history. This is, like, real stuff, guys. Yeah, they threw him in the river multiple times under the ice, and he kept popping up and trying to walk away, and they're like, wait, what? And they, like, poisoned him and shot him a bunch of times. It took him, like, 5 different ways of executing him to die, apparently. Who knows how much is mythology and how much is real, but gunshots, poison, and multiple drownings. It's wild. They did teach me that in school, actually. In our history class, they taught us about Rasputin. And, yeah. And then I Googled it, and it somehow, I don't know how, I found out that someone found it in our class and showed everyone. We're like, no way. All right. Zealots looking for a flank. Dude, if Astrea can catch this army, that'll be massive. Is he gonna, what's that even do? Oh, that kills the minerals. Oh, it kills the minerals to bind the base. Oh, his tanks get left in the open, though. I mean, it's a good choice to abandon. He does get a prism. It's a good choice for Percival to run away. But losing those tanks is tragic because look at his Viking count, guys. 4 against 2 Colossus. Not a good number. Zealots are a bit too far ahead of the army, though. A bit of a disjointed fight for Astrea. He's YOLOing right now. His Colossus are far behind. It's not a pretty engagement, but I mean, the Bio army just doesn't have the answer to the splash damage. The Guardian Shield Arc on Colossus, that is a ball of splash right there. Marine Marauder not made to deal with that. Zealots clearing out that 3rd worker line. 4th Command Center. Dude, 4th Command Center is coming up, but if you lose all your workers, it's not going to be that useful. New 5th base on the left side coming up for Astrea. He's rebuilt, of course, this one. This base healthily mining as well. How many gateways we got? 9 gateways. 4 more probes are building. Rah, rah, Rasputin. Yeah, it's a good song too. I don't know if we have a similar song for Astrea, guys. I could just sing the Australian national anthem and change it to Astrea rather than Australia, but yeah. Our Protoss is... Yeah, no, I'm not going to sing the national anthem for Astrea. As much as I'd love to, I'm very patriotic. Astrea, girt by sea. Girth of the sea, in the case of Astrea. Medevac's picking up nice snipe on the Nexus. He's going to go for a Zealot drop towards the main as well. Okie dokie. Zealots run in there. Observer doesn't accidentally run into the turret, but this drop's going to be a problem. Percy's hanging on by a thread right now, and it just feels like, dude, Astrea's been, you know, away from the game, hasn't practiced these maps. It's not making a big impact on his play. It feels like he's playing very good StarCraft. He's remembering all of his builds. I mean, like, a 3-4 month break does not kill your skill. Often it actually makes you a better player because you're more relaxed when you come back, and I'm really feeling that for Astrea right now. Looks like his Prism did get taken down. There's a whole pack of Vikings there. Entire squadron got sent to shut that Prism down. Only +1 armor for him, though. He does need to start +2 armor. There we go. Chronos it. +3 attacks about to finish. Alright, guys. Colossus rotating here with the Stalker Zealot Arc on Viking Bio over there as well. Percival's trying to get to 3-3, trying to secure a 5th command center. Not going to get a chance to. Astrea doesn't really have anything to bust the planetary. Oh, but he's got Storm. Oh, my lord! EMP did not land. Bit of a panic EMP there for Percy. He's setting up this flank. He wants this army to move in, and then he can Sanger it with these boys from the flank. But the Zealot attacks ain't going to stop. Percy would love Astrea to just let him simplify this game, but Astrea's not letting him. I do like the Lib idea there. So it's okay. Lib doesn't get F2'd. Lib will automatically clean that up eventually, but He's lost all the add-ons in the main. He's just finished rebuilding them in time for them to all get sniped again. Gonna sprint his bio back into the main base. Boys, get the stims. You don't really want to click the prism there. You actually want him to finish that zealot warp-in so you get the value of the kills. He gets a full refund on cancelled warp-ins. Stalkers try to blink forward. They do pull back. We've got Nexus down there. Ooh, Liberator Harass. Very cute. Cannon's in range, though. Stalkers should be able to blink on it. Astrea too busy microing other stuff. Does blink after it eventually. Zealots and a High Templar in the top left. I feel like mixing some High Templar in with your offlane squad is just so effective. Ooh, Stalker Archon in a bit of a messy spot. Astrea feels so confident he attacks anyway. My lord, the storms! Oh, big sandwich, but the storms are so good for Astrea. He loses a lot of units though, guys. He's on 81 probes. His army just getting wrecked. Zealot High Templar are going to go for a counter, but into a planetary, which is not great. Percy is pulling back though. He wants to heal. He doesn't want to pounce. Not while his army is this weak. And I think with only one robo up, Astrea is realizing that second robo desperately needs to get here. Oh, good storm. If he could shift click some of these SCVs with the Zealots, that would be great. Only gets 4 SCVs there. Not big damage. At least it distracts Percival. But he's got to defend this right side now. He doesn't have a lot of splash damage here. Warping in so many Stalkers. He's building more Colossus, which I'm not sure I'm against, but I'm not necessarily for it either. I kind of feel like maybe it's time to mix a few Disruptors in and then go back to the Colossus, because there's a lot of damage Vikings still on the map, right? 1 or 2 Colossus is not going to do well. It's if you finish those Vikings off, swap back into 3 or 4 Colossus, it'll be great. Astrea has 6 bases, but still can't push, question mark. Maxpax, Hero, and Clem are the only Protoss players with good enough micro and confidence in their pushing ability. Those guys would have finished this game up from Astrea's position a while ago. But Astrea's always had a problem finishing the game. He's more of a pick away at you with little, like, positioning rather than direct unit micro. He's not a, I'm going to pick at you on the front with back and forth micro for 10 minutes straight, the way Hero, Maxpax, and Clem's Protoss are also able to do that. Showtime has the same problem here, as does Harstem, that Astrea does. So you might say, well, why do these guys have this problem? It's a problem every Protoss that's not those top guys has, which is it's very hard to do that back and forth in and out micro that those guys are always able to consistently throw out. These High Templar need to spread. As long as those High Templar spread, I know they're best friends, but... Ooh, Snipe goes down on one of the High Templar. Very nice catch. This army gets destroyed. Stalkers will get out. They will escape. Zealot Stalker dives that side as well. There's a second Robo up. I'd love to see it getting used right now. Astrea's putting Percival's economy in Dumpster Town. Big Widow Mine hit. But even with his economy in Dumpster Town... Oh, that's not how that works. Astrea blinks into the Widow Mine to take this shot. I'm like, that's not how you do it. I meant to blink away after baiting this shot. But Astrea... APM is high, he's frantic, he's 2 games away from qualifying for PigFest 6. I really hope we get him in there. Oh, High Templar gets a good storm off, Zealot Stalker dancing. Okay, so the bio moving around here, the Viking's going to pull back, getting an extra snipe is good. And you might think, well, he's only on 5 base, I'm on 4, it's okay, but that's because you don't know about the top left as Percival. Widowmine tries to burrow, but that's a no. EMP on that High Templar would be lovely. It's the only splash damage in here. Astrea gives a gift of a Nexus there to Percival. He's got an army coming in from the north. It's just Zealots, though. I mean, the army's so wounded, the mass Zealot 332 upgrades might work out. It does feel like Astrea's engaging a little bit like Haas right now. You guys are wondering? Haas, one of the most technical micro players of all time, as long as the supply is under 100 for both players. At which point, he swaps into a ham-fisted baboon who basically just mashes the keyboard and mouse randomly, hoping that his 400 Zealot A move can win. I love Haas. I am kidding, I'm exaggerating, but there was a little bit of ham-fisting there with Astrea's army, let's be honest. Wasn't the most technical with that flank. Widowmine does get taken down. Zealot's always really good for map control because they beat individual Marines and Marauders without micro very easily. Bio trying to pull back here, trying to just slow down the advance, but it's a big Protoss army and I don't think Astrea is about to be perturbed. That left side counter swing comes in for Percival. Percival's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, scramble. Good lift on the orbital. He's going to try to fall back while diving. He also finds the top left, which is actually where Astrea's army is. On the front, Astrea's Storm tries to come down. There's Bio trying to get out of there. Percival's trying to micro his way. out of a hard spot. The Vikings are in the open. Dude, if Astrea noticed that and blinked on it, could have killed like 6 Vikings, but big army on the front that he's got to worry about. He's warping in a lot of Zealots. That becomes a slow warp in because the Nexus died. So actually a kind of slick smite there from Percival. He's on a one-way trip. High Templar barely survives despite the focus fire. Nexus gets replaced. Nexus gets replaced. Stalkers will clean that Widow mine up as well. Top left still mining. This base still mining. This base is, of course, the one that just got taken. Right now, if this top base survives, Percival actually has way better income, but that's a big if. He's down 40 workers. His army is not that much smaller, but smaller than a Protoss army is usually a bad sitch to be in. High Templar a little clumped here for Astrea. He does spread them out. And Viking Medevac Bio army a bit too damaged. Nice unburrow on the Widow mine to stop that friendly firing. 10 more workers going down. 22 workers for Percival, guys. He has the same workers most players have at 2 minutes into the game, but it's 22 minutes. 2 and 22 are not the same. Of course, Percival would say, you have no workers because you don't know how to macro. I have no workers because my opponent's a professional Protoss player. We are not the same. And to be fair, he would be right. Astrea is playing like a god. Percival's playing pretty darn good StarCraft. Percival's just making it near impossible for him to get anything done. And that is going to be GG. Astrea surviving a very scary tank push. But he manages to get a 2-0 advantage. GG. Alright. Astrea kicking butt right now in the top right side, guys. Percival in the bottom left. He's got a factory started. Barracks there. Command center halfway done. Very safe. Bunker. Reaper expand. Against a very standard early Adept. Twilight Council. Very straight up play from both sides. Adept into Stalker. Will block that Adept Scout. Or that Reaper Scout, I should say. And he could also just go straight across the map as well. He's chronoing the Stalker a bit slow on that chrono. So the Reaper should be able to kill a probe if he wants to commit. Sees the Twilight, bounces a probe, and does back off. And the Adept actually not going across the map. Missed opportunity. Yeah, missed opportunity. He could have shaded past, denied some mining and stuff. I think if you're going to let the first shade finish, you basically just have to commit across the map. But a little sloppy there from Astrea. It is what it is. I mean, he's playing a normie build, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But he drops the second gate, and it looks like he's already planning to take maybe a quick third. Or... oh, it's a Dark Templar opening. He doesn't think Percival's going to go Raven. Oh! Percival's going to play Raven this game, though. This is bad for Astrea. Yeah, I think Percival's going to go standard Raven build. Hellion into Widow Mine. Eh, not my fave, but it's okay. It's absolutely playable, as long as it's only one, like I said. Hellion Reaper dancing. Oh, Percy scouts it! It's actually good for Astrea. You know what, guys? He wasn't going DT. He went Sentry. He was going to go for a Blink, but without a Robo. The only way you can Blink in the main is with a Hallucination. So he was going to rush Blink, use a Hallucinated Phoenix, Blink into the main, pick off some add-ons, and then go from there. He was going to have a forward gateway. It was going to be a 4-gate Blink with the Sentry Hallucination for high ground vision, which with Energy Recharge you can actually very consistently use. Instead, he says, yeah, you found my pylon. You're going to have to play probably a little safer because you know I'm trying to be aggressive. So, you know, I'll just chill. Three gateways are up. Very safe opening. It is a double Widow Mine drop, but already taking a bit of damage on the Medevac. And oh, he could go right there, but he's going to boost left instead. And good call, does get around. Of course, there's a pylon on the top. No way he gets in completely scot-free. Oh, the distraction. Astrea got too fancy looking for the drop. He misclicked these guys. And he's actually going to lose like 4 or 5 probes to Reaper. 1 Reaper, 1 Hellion. That's hilarious. 4 probes is actually big damage. Oh, he's getting a 5th. Almost. 4 probes go down. Stalkers do get crazy damage. That thing's 1 hit from death. To go in here is the craziest decision I've ever seen. And yeah, the Stalkers weren't there even with Blink done. Oh no! Astrea somehow only lost 1 probe there. Wow. And that one only got 1 probe as well. I mean, that could have been worse. Astrea's got a quick third. He can definitely deal with that amount of damage, but he's got charge on the way pretty quickly. I like that change. I think he's realized Percival's trying to follow up with really quick aggression in these games. Percival's like very afraid of letting him do what he wants to. Picks off a bunch of Marines. 4 Marines go down. He's going to think about blinking in the main. It's not a good idea. Sees a siege tank. Perfect wall-off placement. I've really criticized a lot of the top Terrans for not doing the proper wall-off placement that Clem showed us, but this wall-off placement, you can see the tank's completely protected, reaches the edge. You can't blink in, wait for blink to be off cooldown, and then do it again. Technically, maybe you could blink from there to there, but it'd be really hard to do. Probably not worth the risk. Astrea's going to chill. He's going to go Robobay Forge behind this relatively quick charge. If there's a half-cocked push, a very quick push that Percival does, trying to like kind of catch him off rhythm, charge should deal with it. And if it's a standard push, well, Colossus +1 shouldn't be too delayed. Raven coming in from the south. Models on the way, 3 more gateways. It's going to be 6 gates. My man. Double auto turret in the natty. Ooh, Astrea. Looks like he was skirmishing at the front. Picked up a Marine, maybe. Or is it a Reaper? Oh! Oh, he killed the SCV, putting the command center. Does lose a Stalker there. Kind of forces Percival to come out and protect this very cocky command center placement. But good focus fight. Dude, Astrea's getting kills. He's getting value right now. Percival, this is how I move out of my base in TVP, guys. When I move out of my base against a top tier Protoss, I expect to lose like 7 Marines and 3 Marauders. Like, I'm not even going to try to micro this. I'm just going to A-move and focus my macro. And I look back and there's just like dead bodies everywhere. And I'm like, how? There was like 6 Stalkers. How did he do that? I watched the replay. I'm like, surely I killed a Stalker. You look back, he didn't take any damage even. And I'm like, oh gosh. I gotta be careful with those move outs, man. Big scary push coming. Charge is ready. But he didn't actually commit to a lot of Zealots, so I actually think Astrea is going to struggle. He's up 15 workers. Raven comes in. Stalkers will deflect it. Colossus #1 on the field. It's not quite here, though. Percival gets a nice position. Very nice position. First tank shots are okay. Colossus roasting some Marines there. Nice hot pickup for Percival, though. Saves 2 of them. It's hard to push in any deeper. I do think Astrea should start getting his Zealots around this. Try to cut off the reinforce. Try to look for the flank on the tanks. Oh, 2 pylons going down is big. He's going to go for the break now. Astrea realizes, wait, I'm going to be supply blocked. I'm not going to be building units for the next 20 seconds. Stalker Zealot came in from the south, cleans up the tanks, pushes that back. Now, he doesn't lose as many units as he almost wanted to there. I think Astrea engaging there. He thought, okay, let's get unsupply blocked by throwing some army away and trading before you get too well set up. Wow, that supply block's hurting him. 1 game away from sealing his spot in PigFest 6, guys. A tournament which I do think Astrea absolutely belongs in. I'd love to see him in there. Percival, I guess, would be a bit more of a surprising qualifier, but if he can turn this series around, he will have absolutely earned it. He's playing a good game 3 so far, but he's got to be near flawless on his macro against a guy like Astrea. Could cancel on the 3rd. Widowmine ready. Astrea pulls back with these Zealots. Oh, he's going to just engage. Oh, Percy! Oh no, Percy not watching. He's going to lose a full medevac. Oh, that's real costly. Astrea there, decisive, jumps on top. You can see the F2 there. Percival's going to bring the Raven home. He's like, oh, you've got bloody observers on me, don't you? But I don't think he's going to get there. Oh, Astrea saw it. Oh, the Raven goes down as well. From bad to worse for the Terran player. Percival right now, guys. Now, Percy, you guys can correct me if I'm right. I believe Percy, was he one of the blue? He was like a little, was he like one of the small trains in Thomas the Tank Engine, right? Was he green? Guys, remind me, what were Percival's traits? I remember Gordon was like a big blue strong one. Diesel was just like a meanie head, meanie diesel train. Obviously, Thomas was the best. Real nice guy. Percy was green. He was like a green little one, right? He was like a little friendly green guy. Was he maybe a bit of a pushover? I'm trying to remember. I do love that Bullet Train has like reinvigorated my love of Thomas the Tank Engine. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus going for a big engage. I thought Astrea was just going to pull back after an initial skirmish. But he's like, nah, man, we can fight. We can fight if we want to. We can stab these Marines behind. And if we don't stab, then you're no Zealots of mine. The safety dance, not a good name for this one, because the only thing it's safe for is Protoss getting worker kills. It's very unsafe for the FCVs in the base. The Zealots do get cleaned up. More Zealots down here in the bottom as well. Storm on the way, 2-1 upgrades almost finished. High Templar, Colossus. The macro is pretty good behind it. Astrea's not on as crazy a work account in some of the other games, but he doesn't need to be. He's ripping apart the economy, and it really does feel like Percival is getting torn apart. I don't know why lately, whenever there's Zealots in a main killing all the workers, I just hear that voice from the room. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. I don't know why. That's just the... Like, I feel like when you're at your wit's end as a Terran, you just don't have enough units to cover the front and your main at the same time. It just immediately makes me feel like it just feels as a Terran player like you're in like not even a B or C grade movie, like an F grade film. You know, where you're like, how did this Tommy Wiseau fellow get money to make this movie? How? It does say, oh, hi, Mark, to that zealot there. Stalkers come in and start accusing him. He says, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus going north. Bio trying to spread out as much as they can. Oh, no. The Storms have just been so good in this series, haven't they? I remember his Ghost Academy got delayed by those Zealots. It's finally Ghosts on the way. But, oh, he's got a flanky stop. Flanking Storm drop. Holy bath time, Batman. Oh, my gosh. He does end up losing the Prism to the Vikings. At least a little bit of revenge. If Percival can get time to heal his army, it's all okay. He didn't lose that many units. Of course, Astrea knows to not give him that time to heal, though. Astrea immediately pokes in, baits another stim, and then just pulls back. He says, hey, Major Stim, there's no way you can heal all this damage. The medevacs are already out of juice, man. The bio does another stim. And every time there's a stim, Astrea's happy to just chill, pull back a little bit. Yes, he's losing some valuable units, but this army, I mean, what do you got? You got 4 or 5 medevacs completely dry on healing juice. And of course, Protoss has 5 bases. 5th base is now up on this one. He's got cannons spread around. He's got a good army. 3-2 upgrades about to kick in. Which, to be fair, the upgrade timing is actually good for Percy this time. 3-3 started, +2 on the way. But keeping the worker count up and securing a 4th base seem to be these impossible feats against Astrea, who's just always attacking from every side. Oh, hi, doggy. You're my favorite customer. I like that chat's just quoting the room now. You know, it was a really messed up but really good movie, Room. That was a good movie. That was dark but very intense. Should read the book for that. Never read that. Bio Viking going north. Archon does go down. Colossus does fall. Storm scaring back those Vikings, though. Storm's pretty good because it hits air as well. Oh, Ghost getting torn up by Zealots. Oh no! 3 Ghosts get torn up. The bio up north. What happened? It looks like they ate some Storms as well. And Astrea with a 3-0 clean sweep to qualify for PigFest. Oh, I mean, yeah, I didn't even need the he just, yeah, Storm. The army's there. Maybe he lands another shot. Is there a disruptor? Oh, there was a disruptor as well. Of course there was. And that is going to be that. Astrea, our 2nd qualifier from the North American time zone qualifier. It was an open qualifier, of course. But that is going to, of course, leave only 3 spots left in the tournament. And Astrea does not have to play the 2nd qualifier. GG, well played.